Hi, good morning. This is this Monday's Facebook Live. As every Monday on this Facebook page, I will try to give some tips about SEO, search engine optimization, for website owners who are not SEO experts. So we are just trying to give very basic information and help for trying to get the best out of your website. This morning, this can have the shape of a live question and answers session. So in case you want to pop your questions in the chat or now during the live, or if you want to ask any kind of questions, doubts, or anything you would like to know about what we are talking now, or general SEO questions, you can add them in the comments and I will add them all answered later next time we are talking about this, or in the comments below. So some tips today I would like to share are about which are the most important things you should not forget about when you are making your sites. You know that when Google is displaying their results, their pages, they're giving the snippets, the 10 or more if you selected the option to display more on the page of the results in some particular way. You have always seen them in the same way. There is the title, which can appear in blue or in purple if you already clicked on it. So the URL, which is in green, and the tiny snippet of description. One of the first things that I would suggest is to make sure that what gets displayed is really something that you decide that you want to appear for. So this title should be really the best title that you think that can convert best. So for a little bit of time, you should try and walk in your customer's shoes and think, if they were coming to see the snippet results of that page of yours, what would you like to find? What would be engaging you and convincing you to click on that and keep on reading? Make sure that that title is really explaining what the page is about, will not give any kind of confusion, is not misleading, and it's also quite engaging. It gives people the interest in clicking on it and keep on reading. And the same goes for the URL. Make sure it's not too long, which is the green line just below. And the snippet of the description, make sure that this snippet of description really mirrors what that page is about. And for each and every page and post that you do, you should think that there should be one keyword that is particularly studied for that page. You really want that page to be found for that keyword. And how can you discover which is the best keyword for that page? There are some professional tools which will allow you to get to understand some numeric values of those keywords, because not all keywords are actually the same. Some have a much bigger search volume, some have a much bigger competition than others. So if you are aiming to choose for the best, you could get the assistance of some SEO professional, giving you some numeric values out of their tools. It can be me or anybody else. You would have some real numeric values. But if you are not targeting any keyword yet in your pages and posts, then it's already a big improvement just to have an idea behind every article and every page that you've done. So even if you don't have any numeric values, but you can get an idea of keyword behind the page, it is a good starting point. And you can get this idea, this qualitative value, from some tools which are free if you can't afford, or if you don't want to be getting an assistance. You can get to find some ideas of keywords for free in some ways. For example, you can try and use some free tools, like there is the Google Trends, there is the keyword planner, but that's for AdWords, so you should already have an account with AdWords, which is for the paid advertising on Google. Or there is a free tool which is called Uber Suggest. It does not give any numeric value, but gives all the related search, which are the ones that you get, for example, on Google as well. Because when you are on Google and you try to search for a keyword, on the bottom of the page, you will see a little box, text box, in which it's written, people also searched for. And these are all the related keywords. And you can think of those keywords as very useful insight. For example, when you're making an article and you want to strengthen the meaning of that page, adding some related keywords which strengthen the overall importance of that page for that keyword. Adding those words which are suggested on the bottom of Google box, in which you can read people also search for, it's something that will help your page overall. So your page will be more relevant semantically to that kind of topic you're talking about. And this should be done for all the pages and all the posts that you've done. Sometimes we start blogging and we might have been blogging for a long time. Then we stop for some reasons because we don't have any more ideas, we don't have any more time, we just don't want to do it anymore. And then we restart and we might have some very old content, which is still good. So refreshing it, having this kind of opportunity of reading it all, just for checking how the titles, the URL, which should not be too long. So, well, Google has no problems in using URLs which are even kind of long, but that's not very useful for your users. They find much easier URLs which are shorter, for being shared, for being remembered. So you should try and aim for shorter URLs if possible. And just avoiding some prepositions, some parts which are redundant, you can get your URLs shorter and more concise, straight to the point. So doing this, you could get back to check all your pages and posts. And while you're doing it, spend some time reading this content that you've written already some time ago. Because when you read it, you might find this is still useful and interesting and it's still relevant. Or you might find something which really needs updating. And in this case, refreshing this content, even if it's just fixing your current opening times, current prices, current offer, product offer, it is a very good signal for Google that you're keeping your content updated, that you're curating your pages, that you're keeping a good care of your site, and the same for your users, because there's such a bad performance if a user finds a page which is not updated. And it contains old information. It's a very unprofessional impression that they get about you and your company, and you really don't want to be considered this way from your prospective users. So if you have some content on your site which has been written some time ago, just decide whether it's completely old and it has no chance of ever being useful again, then delete it. Or otherwise, try updating it, and it will be very, very useful for you. Also considering that after you've written it, you might have written many more things. And when you start reading those articles again, you might realize that those articles can be linked one to each other. Because over time, you spend time writing things which are basically one the consequence of the other, the logical following of some kind of reasoning that you did through your articles. So it is really, really important in this case that you link those pages internally from one to the other. This is going to help your SEO and your user as well, because they might have an occasion of keeping reading what you have to say about that kind of topic and exploring more about your expertise, your experience, your know-how. And it is something that you can only do once you start reading back what you wrote and considering all the possible ways on purpose that you can do to get your articles logically connected one to each other. So you get back to your pages and you check each and every one of them, their titles, their meta descriptions, their URLs, also their alternate attribute of the images. They should all be targeting some keyword that you have decided. This alternate attribute is something that helps the search engines to understand the images, because the search engines cannot actually see how an image is like. They only see strings of code. And to understand what an image is about, they rely on a description of the image that is useful not only for them. Its original meaning was for people who can't see, they're visually impaired. So they have softwares which read these images to them. And search engines can understand what is written as a description of those images. And it's worth checking that the keyword you want to target, you aim to be found for, is present in that point too. Once you are checking the images which are on your page, you should make sure that you also consider the weight and size of those images, because very often it happens to me all the time when I'm checking sites, nearly all the time. I find out that images on the pages are very big, are extremely big and massive. And this is something that does not help your SEO at all. Because every time you load a picture which is massively big in your page, it slows down the entire page speed, page loading speed a lot. Because that page will have to load the image entirely, even if it's only going to be displayed very, very small. You will have your page will have to load the image entirely and then to resize it, show it. And that's so useless because every time loading this image, slowing the loading page a lot. If you know, for example, that the image on your page is defined by the theme that you adopted to be, for example, 700 with 400 height, you don't really have to be uploading an image which is 6 megabytes or something like that, because it's just useless. You should only be uploading images of the right dimension that will be displayed. And you should try and use some compression plugin for your images. If you have a WordPress, there are some tools which you can use, some plugins which you can use on your page, and they are completely for free. And it's just a matter of getting used to them, even if you've never been very familiar with technology. It's just a matter of getting used to this kind of tools. For example, for keywords and making sure they are all present on the page, there is this tool which is called Yoast SEO. For images, there is a tool which is called, it's a compression tool. There are many of them. One of them is called Smash, but you might find many. If you write images compression, images resize for WordPress, you will find some of them. Some are for paying, some are not. You might already have something on your PC or on your laptop. If you are if you don't want to use a plugin, there are many ways, but what is really important is to remember that you're not putting an image straight as you took it from your mobile, for example, because you will take images which are very big, very heavy, perfect for printing, because if they are for printing purpose, then they have to be high quality images and very big size. But if they are for web, then it's really not important. It's a big damage that you're doing to your page, because it will slow overall the page loading speed. And the slow page loading speed does not help your SEO at all. You can try and track your page loading speed. There is a tool in Google which is called the Page Speed Analyzer, Page Speed Test. You can type it on Google when you're browsing, and you will find some different pages doing that. If you get the results from Google itself, then it's showing how it would like it to be, and it's their results from their pages. It's really the type of suggestion that I would give you. And it will show any images which you should be updating and resizing a little bit. It will show the overall performance of your site from a mobile, from a desktop, and also a little bit of score or how it should be and what you should be fixing. So I guess now for this week you have a little bit of things to do. Please do not hesitate to ask in case you have any questions. Summing up again, it is checking the old pages, all the articles that you've been writing over the time for their titles, their URLs, their meta description, and overall content. They should be having the keywords that you have decided, which you can research, spending some time doing a bit of keyword research for every page and post, thinking of what would my user find my page for? What is their search intent? What do they need? How can my page be useful for them? How can I write? And thinking of this, you could be revising the content of the page as well, making sure you have enough internal links from a page to another so that the pages will be together and linked one to each other, following some kind of natural reasoning consequence. And when you're checking the pages, you can check the images as well, making sure that they have this title alternate attribute. And this alternate attribute is what the search engine will understand the image is about. So if you want the page to appear for some particular keyword, I think that you have placed an image which is related to that. So that might be present when you're describing the image to people who can't see, and search engines who can't see, they just find strings of code. And also making sure that those images are not too big. You can check how big they are. You can resize them with many tools, and you can check the overall page speed of your site, making sure it is not too heavy. Also, when you're checking the page speed of your site, you will, for example, see if your site might be getting some benefit from having a better server response. This is not something that you can do, but having a fast responding server means having a good hosting solution. And this could help you also because you need to consider that starting from July this year, all the websites which are not on an HTTPS as encrypted protocol, they will be flagged on Google as not secure. So you should try and and pay attention if your website is HTTP or HTTPS. If it does not have it, and you consider changing your hosting, you can try and give a look, because there are many opportunities. We have hosting solutions as well, so it might be worth giving a look for the prices, because they're quite affordable, and overall they're very, very competitive and high qualitative, because when you need a good SEO performance, very often you also need a good hosting solution. That's why I always need to have a very strong hosting solution for my clients, because it needs that their pages are very fast in loading, and they need to have an HTTPS secure protocol. And this is something that you can check, and if it does not happen, you can try and ask for some quotes or check some prices, because this becomes once more some of the things that can impact on your SEO ranking. The page loading of your site can be also checked from the Google Search Console, which was used to be called Webmaster Tools. Together with Google Analytics, this is something that you should try and check every now and then for your site. It will also show if there are any errors on your pages. There is a part which is called crawl, and a sub-page, subsection, which is called crawl errors. And these crawl errors will be showing the pages not found, 404 errors. These kind of errors are something that Google does not like at all, and your users do not like them at all. So you could try and check from your Google Search Console, Webmaster Tools, if there are any, and fix them. Fix them, changing the URL, correcting it if you modify it, and then you did not change it in the original link, so now you have a broken link. These kind of broken links are really something that does not help your SEO, so you should change it. Ask any sites, any other website owners who link to you with an old link to please change it if you've done it. Or you can install one more free plugin, which is called Redirection. And it helps you automatically changing the links which are broken and to direct them into the right new links, so that no 404, no broken links will remain. And that is one more of the free plugins, recounting them. One is the Yoast free plugin for the keywords optimization on the page. One is the image plugin, image compression, image optimization, which can be Smash or any other plugin you might like for doing that, as long as the image on your page does not remain massively big, because this is something that is not helping your SEO. And then the redirection plugin. This will help you not having any page not found 404 error. So these are my tips for this week. I will write them in the description of the video. I would really love if you could feedback and tell me how it is like, if you find it too useful, if you find it too difficult, if you think that anything that is written here, that it's been said here, should be explained better, if there is anything that instead you liked and you're going to use and you find it interesting, or you would like to hear more about it. So just please let me know how it was like. Thank you so much for following and listening to the video until this point, and see you all next week. Have a lovely day. Bye.